I found someone who gets me like you never could. She confessed cruelly after months of secret cheating. So I said good luck, without arguing, and blocked her on the spot. Her so-called soulmate, exposed as a con artist who stole her money and dumped her in a motel. Now she's humiliated, friendless, and angrily demanding a second chance. But I'm completely moved on and happily upgraded. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, throwaway account for obvious reasons. I'm a 34-year-old guy who's been lurking here for years, but never thought I'd be posting my own story. This all went down about 2 years ago, and looking back, it's wild how something that shattered me at the time turned into the best thing that ever happened. If you're here for a tale of betrayal, quiet revenge through living well, and some serious karma, buckle up. I'll try to keep it detailed but not ramble, aiming for that YouTube narration vibe where you can almost hear the dramatic pauses. Let me set the scene. My name's Alex, fake, duh, and I was in a 3-year relationship with Emily. We met through mutual friends at a casual get-together in the city where we both lived. I work in tech, steady job as a software developer, good pay, nothing flashy but reliable. Emily was an aspiring artist, always chasing her next big break with paintings and digital designs. She had this vibrant energy that drew me in from day one. I fell hard, and I showed it by being the rock she needed. From the start, I was all in. When she lost her job at a graphic design firm about a year into us dating, I didn't hesitate. I covered her rent for months while she found her footing. I'd come home after long days coding, and there she'd be, stressed about her portfolio. I'd make her tea, sit with her, and brainstorm ideas. We've got this, I'd say. Your talent's going to shine. Flashback to one night. She was in tears over a rejected commission. I skipped my own work deadline to help her revise it, staying up until 3 a.m. We submitted it together, and when it got accepted, she hugged me like I was her hero. Those moments made me feel like we were a team. But looking back, the signs were there. Emily started getting distant around our 3rd anniversary. She'd spend hours on her phone, giggling at messages. I'd ask what was up, and she'd brush it off, just memes from friends. Then came the subtle digs. One evening, we were out for dinner, and she posted a story on social media about needing more adventure in life. It felt pointed, but I chalked it up to her artistic mood swings. I sacrificed a lot, turned down a promotion that would have required travel because she said she needed me close. Stability matters, I told myself. But stability wasn't exciting enough for her, I guess. The bomb dropped one Friday night. I came home early from work, planning to surprise her with takeout from her favorite spot. The apartment was quiet, but her laptop was open on the couch. Curiosity got me. I wasn't snooping, but a notification popped up. It was an email from some guy named Jake, with a subject line that read, "Can't wait for our weekend getaway." My stomach dropped. I clicked it. Yeah, I know, privacy invasion, but intuition screamed. It was flirty as hell, talking about how they connected so deeply on that dating app she swore she deleted ages ago. Attached were photos, intimate ones. They'd been seeing each other for months. My heart raced. I felt like the air got sucked out of the room. How could she? After everything I'd done? I sat there, staring at the screen, replaying every late night she said she was at the studio. The confusion hit hard, waves of it. Was I blind? Not good enough. I thought about confronting her dramatically, but something in me clicked. No, I wouldn't give her that power. I'd handle this with the dignity she never showed me. She walked in an hour later, all smiles, until she saw my face. "Alex, what's wrong?" she asked, setting down her bag. I turned the laptop toward her. "This." Her eyes widened, but not with regret, with annoyance, like I'd caught her in a minor fib. She sighed, crossing her arms. "Okay, fine. We need to talk." That led straight into the breakup conversation. It was brutal, Reddit. She didn't even pretend to be sorry at first. We sat at the kitchen table, the takeout growing cold between us. I kept my voice steady, even though inside I was crumbling. "So who's Jake?" I asked. Emily leaned back, fiddling with her necklace, the one I'd bought her for our 2nd anniversary. "He's someone I met online. We started talking as friends, but it grew. Alex, I found someone who gets me. Like, on a soul level. You and I, we're comfortable, but Jake? He excites me. He understands my creative side without me explaining it." I stared at her, processing. "You've been cheating. Physically." She nodded, not even flinching. "Yeah, a few times. But it's not about you being bad. It's about me needing more. You're so routine. Work, home, repeat." Jake travels, he has stories. He makes me feel alive. I deserve that, don't I? We've been drifting anyway. You must have felt it. Her words stung like hell. Drifting? I'd been holding us together. But her logic was twisted, like she was the victim here. So, you're justifying this because I'm reliable? I said, keeping my tone flat. Exactly, she exclaimed, as if I'd finally gotten it. Reliable is great for bills, but not for passion. Jake gets my art. He even invested in one of my pieces. You always said play it safe with my career. He encourages risks. This is about my happiness, Alex. I can't stay in something that's holding me back. I felt the anger bubble, but I swallowed it. No yelling, no begging. That wasn't me. Holding you back? I paid your rent when you were unemployed. I skipped opportunities for us. She rolled her eyes, actually rolled them. See? That's the problem. You're always bringing up what you've done, like I owe you. Relationships aren't transactions. Jake doesn't keep score. He just flows with me. Hypocrisy at its finest. She was bragging about this guy like he was her upgrade, while dismissing everything I'd built for us. So you're leaving? I asked. Yeah, she said, smug now, standing up. I'm moving in with him next week. He's got this amazing loft downtown. We'll make it work. You'll be fine. You're the stable one, right? I nodded slowly. Good luck with that, Emily. She paused, expecting more, maybe tears or pleas. But I stood, grabbed my keys, and walked to the door. Wait, that's it, she called after me. Yeah, I said over my shoulder. That's it. I left the apartment, drove to a hotel, and blocked her number right there in the parking lot. No texts, no calls, nothing. The silence hit me like a truck, but I didn't break it. That night in the hotel room was rough. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, replaying her words. Someone who gets me. What did that even mean? I'd been there through her lows, celebrating her highs. Flashback to her first art show. I drove her there, helped set up, and when she sold nothing, I bought one of her pieces anonymously to boost her confidence. She never knew, but it made her smile for weeks. The next few days blurred into confusion. I crashed at a buddy's place while arranging a new apartment across town. Work became my anchor. I dove into projects, staying late to avoid the empty evenings. But the unfairness gnawed at me. Why did she get to walk away smug while I picked up the pieces? I questioned everything. Was I too boring? Too safe? Internal debates raged. Maybe if I'd been more adventurous. No, this was on her. Weeks turned into months. I didn't reach out, didn't stalk her online. Dignity meant detachment. I hit the gym, something I neglected for her schedule. Pounds dropped, confidence built. I took that promotion I'd passed on before, more money, more responsibility, but it felt earned. Hobbies resurfaced, reading sci-fi novels late into the night, joining a local hiking group. Friends noticed the change. You seem lighter, one said. But the silence wasn't easy. There were nights when the betrayal replayed like a bad movie. I'd wake up angry, then sad, then numb. She discarded me like yesterday's news. I let myself feel it. No rushing the process. Therapy helped. A few sessions unpacked the manipulation I'd missed. Her twisted logic became clear, blaming me for her choices. Mutual friends started dropping hints. Emily's posting about her new life. Looks glamorous. I nodded, changed the subject. No bad-mouthing from me. Let actions speak. Then, about 6 months in, the tide shifted. A neutral acquaintance mentioned offhand. Heard Emily's going through it. That Jake guy? Total flake. I didn't pry, but pieces trickled in. Apparently, Jake wasn't the soulmate she bragged about. He was a smooth-talking scammer. He'd convinced her to invest in some crypto scheme he was running, promising quick returns for her art business. She drained her savings, money I'd helped her build, and when it tanked, he ghosted. Left her high and dry in that amazing loft, which turned out to be a short-term rental he skipped out on. Her unraveling was swift. Friends distanced themselves when the truth spread. Turns out, she'd badmouthed me to justify the affair, but now her hypocrisy shone. She's crashing on couches, the acquaintance said. Lost her freelance gigs too, reputation hit. I felt a quiet satisfaction, but no gloating. This was karma doing its thing. My life. Thriving. New apartment, better job, even started dating casually. The confusion faded, clarity took over. I'm free. Internal voice evolved, from why me, to thank God it's over. I was building something real, for me. The karma hit her harder than I could have imagined, and honestly, it unfolded without me lifting a finger. About 8 months after the breakup, I got the full scoop from a mutual friend. Let's call him Mike. who wasn't in her inner circle but heard the gossip through the grapevine. Mike and I were grabbing coffee one afternoon, catching up on life. He mentioned it casually, like it was just another update. "Hey, you hear about Emily? Sounds like that Jake dude was bad news." I raised an eyebrow but kept it neutral. "Not really. What's the story?" Turns out, Jake wasn't the worldly traveler with deep connections she'd raved about. He was a con artist, preying on creative types like her through online forums and dating apps. He'd spun tales of investing in art startups, convincing her that pooling their money would launch her career. She handed over everything. Her savings, which included some cash I'd loaned her during her unemployed phase, and even maxed out a credit card for his surefire crypto venture tied to digital art NFTs. It was all smoke and mirrors. The investment vanished overnight, along with Jake. He ghosted her, changed his number, and probably moved on to the next mark. Emily was left devastated. The loft, evicted after 2 months of unpaid rent. She ended up in a dingy motel on the outskirts of the city, scraping by on odd jobs while her freelance gigs dried up. Word spread fast in our old social circles. Her posts about the amazing new life turned into desperate pleas for help, and people saw through the facade. Mutual friends who'd initially defended her, "She's just following her heart," backed off when the hypocrisy hit. She'd painted me as the boring villain to justify the affair, but now she looked like the fool who'd thrown away stability for a scam. Isolation set in. Even her family, who I'd always gotten along with despite their meddling, couldn't bail her out fully. I didn't revel in it outwardly, but inside, it felt like justice. Not revenge, just the universe balancing the scales. She'd bragged about finding someone better, and now she was discarded, broke, and irrelevant in the world she'd chased. Meanwhile, my days were filled with purpose. That promotion led to leading a team, and I'd met Sarah through the hiking group, a kind, grounded woman who appreciated reliability without demanding flash. We weren't serious yet, but it was easy real. The irony wasn't lost on me. Emily chased excitement, and it left her in ruins, while my routine built a foundation that was unshakable. The attempts to crawl back started small, about a year post-breakup. First came the texts, from a new number, since I'd blocked her old one. I was at work when my phone buzzed. Unknown sender. "Alex, it's Emily. I know I don't deserve this, but can we talk?" Things went south with Jake. He wasn't who I thought. I missed what we had. I read it, felt a flicker of old anger, but deleted it without replying. No sympathy, no engagement. That was her mess. A week later, the calls ramped up. My phone rang during dinner one night. I let it go to voicemail. "Alex, please pick up. I made a huge mistake. Jake scammed me, took everything. I'm in a bad spot, staying at this awful motel. Remember how you always helped me through tough times? I need that now. Call me back." Her voice cracked, but it didn't move me. Desperation was setting in, laced with that same entitlement. I blocked the number again. Then came the intermediaries, her friends and family, just as toxic as promised. First was her sister, Lisa, who I'd never liked much. She was always pushy, treating Emily like a princess who could do no wrong. Lisa messaged me on social media. "Hey Alex, it's Lisa. Emily's really struggling. That guy was a total jerk, left her broke. You two were good together. Why not give her another shot? Holding a grudge makes you look petty." I responded curtly, "Not interested. Don't contact me again." Blocked. Next, a couple of her old friends piled on. One, Tara, called me directly. "Alex, come on. Emily's crying every day. She knows she screwed up, but life's short. You were always the nice guy. Forgive her. She's learned her lesson." "Nice guy?" I said, keeping my voice even. "That's what got me here. No thanks." Click. Hang up. The peak was when Emily showed up in person. I was leaving the gym one evening, towel over my shoulder, when I saw her waiting by my car. She looked rough, hair unkempt, clothes rumpled, eyes red from what I assumed were tears or lack of sleep. "Alex," she said, stepping forward. "Please, just hear me out." I stopped, keys in hand, but didn't unlock the door. "What do you want, Emily?" Her words tumbled out, desperate now. I was wrong. So wrong. Jake was a liar. He took all my money, ghosted me. I'm alone, Alex. No one gets me like you did. I see that now. We had something real. Let's try again. I'll make it up to you. I shook my head. You found someone who got you, remember? This is the consequence. She flushed, anger creeping in. Consequence? You're enjoying this, aren't you? Acting all high and mighty while I'm suffering. I thought you cared about me. Cared, I corrected. Past tense. You made your choice. Her voice rose, true colors showing. Fine, be heartless. After everything, you just block me and move on? You're pathetic if you think you can do better. I unlocked the car, got in, and drove away without another word. Her shouts faded in the rear view. That was the shift, desperation to rage, exposing the hypocrisy she'd hidden before. The final nail came at our mutual friend Mike's wedding, about 18 months after the split. It was a beautiful outdoor event at a vineyard outside the city, string lights, laughter, the works. I'd brought Sarah as my plus one. We'd been dating seriously for a few months by then. She was everything Emily wasn't, supportive, honest, excited about my routine life because it meant building together. I was at the bar, grabbing drinks, when Emily appeared. She looked even more worn, thin, forced smile, dress that didn't quite fit right. Mutual friends had invited her, probably out of pity, but the contrast was stark. Me in a sharp suit, thriving, with Sarah laughing at a table nearby. Emily, alone, clutching a glass like a lifeline. Alex, she whispered, approaching. I didn't expect to see you here. You look good. I nodded politely. Emily. Tears welled up. Seeing you with her, it hurts. I realized what I lost. Jake destroyed me. But you were my rock. Please, one more chance. I'll change. I set the drinks down, met her eyes calmly. That chapter's closed, Emily. You chose excitement over stability, and it played out. I've built a life here, one that's real, without the games. You're not part of it anymore. You're irrelevant to my happiness now. She gasped, hypocrisy flaring. Irrelevant. After 3 years? You're cold. Facts, I said firmly. I've grown. Moved on completely. Goodbye. I walked back to Sarah, who squeezed my hand. Emily slunk away, the party buzzing around her failure while I danced the night away, free. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.